Hi guys! Happy Saturday! It's Saturday. Welcome! Okay, so last night I did like some blind items, and yes, I'm touching my hair, and you guys love it. Okay, I did some blind items, and there was a lot of comments about how I seemed to be taking being happy about other people's downfalls, and it wasn't anything to do with that. It was more like when you are onto something and you know that the path that you're on isn't wrong, and then you have been told that it is wrong, to have your assumptions or your research point you in a direction that you believe to be true. It's not about being happy about somebody's downfall. It's more just like when you do research and you see patterns and you know that that pattern isn't necessarily wrong. That's kind of what it was about. I would never want anyone to go through anything terribly, but if somebody is doing things to a community where they are misrepresenting their brands, or they are misrepresenting their ownerships, or their money, or they're hiding information to business partners, that's the kind of stuff that you don't want people to do. I mean, nobody should be ripping anyone off. So that's kind of where that comes from. Okay, now really quick, hey guys, I got a lot of entries into the giveaway. So if you haven't entered the giveaway, you can do that by actually subscribing to this channel. Then you also have to follow me on Instagram at Without a Crystal Ball, and then take a screenshot of those two things and email it to me at it's withoutacrystalball78@gmail.com. Please don't miss the 78 part, because the other account is just that I'm getting stuff at is it Without a Crystal Ball at Gmail, but that account is not affiliated with this channel. So please don't send it there. Make sure it's to the 78. All right. Welcome. So entries are due by August 31st by 11:59 a.m. or 12 a.m. September 1st. And we are going to be doing two $150 Venmo Cash awards to two people. All right, so yay for giveaways. And we're going to be doing giveaways like this every single month, so make sure that you stay subscribed so that you don't miss out on other options. I know it's been a tough time for so many of you, and I really want to find ways to do more to give back to you guys and help you all out. And these are it's been really great to be able to help some of you, along with hear how what we've been able to give away has helped you. Last month, for instance, we did 5 Amazon gift cards, and I was notified by one of the winners that she was actually able to get her son, who has autism, new headphones, which help him with noise, which she had not been able to afford prior to that. So he was really excited, and she was really grateful that she was able to get him his new headphones, and she sent me a photo of him and his new headphones. So you never really know how you can help people. Okay. So quick update, I'm going to do a quick update here, but then I'll do more at the end. But about this channel, I did a stream a couple days ago about some issues with notifications and with not being able to talk to anyone at YouTube. Well, I finally got in touch with people at YouTube. Thank you. After going back and forth with Team YouTube on Twitter, I finally was able to get in touch with someone via the creator support group, and I am now going to be getting my silver play button. That was one of the issues we were having, was why haven't I gotten my silver play button, but they just sent me the redemption code, so that will be coming soon, and I'll give you an update on some other things, but I'm really excited about that. Whoa, tickle in my throat. And I'm so grateful for all of you that continue to watch and make this channel so successful. Okay, so last night we talked about some of the stuff that's happening in the beauty world, and I did one video about beauty, and this is the other thing, you guys. We do a ton of different content on this channel, meaning we cover trending topics, people that have relevance in this, world of pop culture, and sometimes that involves beauty, but that doesn't mean my channel is turning into a beauty channel. Make sure if you don't like some specific content that you check out the other stuff that I put out every single day. But I do have a really large audience here that likes to talk about the beauty stuff and likes to talk about some of the legal stuff that happens behind the scenes here. So here's what's going on with Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian. So Yesterday, I was sort of alluding to this reality TV show family that's in legal trouble related to their beauty brands. Well, the legal trouble is between Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian and Seed Beauty. Now, a lot of this was made public when the lawsuit was announced. So, in the middle of June, Seed Beauty filed a lawsuit against Kim Kardashian West and her KKW business and Coty Beauty, which is the parent company of like CoverGirl. They are, and they own one other large brand. But Coty is one of the largest cosmetic companies in the world. They actually they took ownership of, or they took 51% stake into Kylie Jenner's business in 2019. And as a part of them purchasing Kylie's business, a lot of information came out publicly about Kylie's business that resulted in Forbes actually stripping her billionaire status, because they say that Kylie actually lied to them about her sales, that Kris Jenner told them sales that weren't even close to what they had been making. And everything sort of, the Coty purchase created this mass sort of tidal wave between Seed Beauty and the Kardashians and the Jenners. So Seed Beauty, if you're not familiar with them, is a company that owns ColourPop. So let me just pull you up. Now, ColourPop is a widely popular brand that has a lot of good price points for makeup. But this was actually, they are a offshoot of Spatz Laboratories, which makes other cosmetics, and it's owned by the women that own this' father. So they are a sort of some influencer or a company. They help startups. So they help people that want to go into the makeup industry start their makeup companies. Now, Tati Westbrook is also with Seed Beauty. Hold on. Okay. So here is Seed's website. On Seed's website, you'll notice that they say they are the premier beauty destination. And when you go to the brands, they have ColourPop, which is by far their largest brand, I believe. They have, luxury beauty for creating amazing product prices. They're dedicated to newness at lightning speed. And they're known for having really good price points on their products. So if you go to the ColourPop website, you'll see that they offer, $8 shades, palettes for $18. They've got, complexion stuff, or toners, blushes, and it's all at a decent price point for, the teen market. And ColourPop as a whole is really popular in the teen market. You'll see that they have lip gloss. And so this is sort of the brand behind Kylie's products. And they have a lot. So ColourPop is more robust than what Kylie has, because this is what Seed does on a daily basis, okay? Then they also are Kylie Cosmetics, right? So they have Kylie Cosmetics is by Kylie Jenner. It's one of their fastest growing beauty brands in the world. And it is put on the makeup Mac by Kylie's infamous lip kit, which is matching lipstick and pencils. So when you go to her page, you'll see that, she's got a bunch of stuff, and her price points are a little bit higher than what you would get with ColourPop, but it's made by the same brand, and it's also made by the same company, so the formulas are pretty much the same. And if you notice, her palettes look an awful lot like Tati Westbrook's. Well, that's not fun. That's not really by accident. Tati did her things at Seed as well. So they're all using very similar formulas, and Seed basically slaps their names on it and puts it out. So Kylie's products are a little bit more expensive. She does have a lot to offer. She's, again, pretty popular in the teen market. So she's got a lot going on with Seed. And then you have Kim Kardashian. She also joined Seed Beauty after Kylie had success with her products. So she launched hers in June of 2017 after she has her success. And you see on hers that Kim has a pretty muted palette range. Colors aren't too dramatic. Kim's really into the nudes these days. and I don't mean selfies. She has a lot of, different collections here, but she doesn't have a ton of products is in relation to, the others. And you can see her palettes are $25 for 5 shades. That's extremely expensive. So when you compare it to what you get at ColourPop, they're more expensive, but they're basically the same products, if that makes sense. And then you have Fourth Ray, which is another one of their, and then they have Soul, and then they also have Tati Beauty. Now I just want to show you why Tati's line makeup, if you notice the colors that you saw on Kylie's, you'll see some of those same colors in Tati's palette. So I'm not imagining things. Now Tati only has put out 2 things by Seed Beauty, which is actually bizarre because Seed's claim to fame is that they're able to actually put out a ton of products very quickly, and it's one of their trade secrets. So they say that they do a unique combination of insight and foresight into the beauty landscape, and they basically help bring people from start to finish. They design everything from the beginning to the end, so they do everything for these brands. They basically design the formulas, they do all of the packaging, they do the design, they also do the distribution, and they also own all of the formulas that people use. So Kylie's products, while they're through her cosmetic company, she actually doesn't own the formulas, and she doesn't own a lot of the products that she sells. It's all Seed, but her name is on top of it. So they're sort of the people behind the scenes that make her beauty brand work. So when you are buying KKW, Kylie Jenner, or Tati, you're literally buying ColourPop, and you're buying it at a more expensive price. Now you know. Now this isn't the first time. A lot of companies are like this. Other beauty lines like Estee Lauder own multiple different companies, and they have multiple different formulas. And some of you will argue that they do some formulation that will be very different from person to person. But for Seed, their big thing is that they can put out tons of products very quickly. So they have formulas that work, and they know they work, and so they just sort of, it's a one-stop shop. It's kind of like private label without the private label. Okay. So this is where it all comes down. So Seed Beauty is kind of like Coty, but they're different. They're like competitors. In fact, they're direct competitors. So when Kylie made the decision to have Coty buy out, set 51% of her shares, she was actually selling her company to a competing brand that hasn't been doing as good financially because of companies like Seed Beauty. So Seed Beauty has sort of flipped the whole world of beauty upside down by how they've been able to create and do direct to sale, from person to direct sales, right? Versus like CoverGirl, it might take forever for them to come up with a new product. They just don't have the same, it's not as fast. And what Seed alleges is that Coty wasn't so interested in Kylie or in Kim. They wanted to use Kylie and Kim, and this is what they allege in court documents, that they used Kylie and Kim's brands to gain access to their trade secrets. So they are saying that when they purchased Kylie's product, 51 stake, they were actually purchasing not Kylie. They wanted access to confidential trade secrets of how Seed manages their beauty line, how their infrastructure works, how they put things together, how a well-oiled machine it does, how quickly production is done. And they say all of that is confidential. And they also claim that Kylie going into a contract with them was a breach of her contract. So they filed suit against Kylie and of Kim for doing the same thing. Now, they tried to get a temporary restraining order against Coty as it related to Kylie. That was actually recently denied, but an injunction was placed when Kim announced that she was going to sell to Coty, and now Coty is prohibited from having any access to any sort of private information. So basically what Seed is alleging is that the Kardashians, along with Coty, are trying to steal their formulas, their products, and their secrets and take it to Coty. Yikes. And they have 2 lawsuits now in the state of California as it relates to this. And all of this kind of comes out after the purchase of which Cody happens. When Cody's purchase goes through, the valuation of that Kris Jenner had estimated her products at, Forbes finds out that she was lying to them. So there's a lot going on here, and it's a lot to unpack, but let me just show you here. So here's the ColourPop stuff. So here is what they are saying. They are saying that they are credited as the beauty brand incubator that is responsible for much of the defendant Kylie King's KKW Beauty. In fact, Seed Beauty formulates, makes, packages, and ships all of King Kylie's products. Other media reports have commented that Seed Beauty's quiet role in building these brands is the secret sauce behind these brands. Seed's tight control of these secret processes drives its ability to quickly release exciting and groundbreaking products. They say that Cody is a legacy beauty brand failing in the marketplace. It has demonstrated over and over that it is unable to compete through its own innovation. Cody has seen 5 CEOs and dramatic stock price decline over the past 5 years, and has admitted to having extraordinary difficulty reinventing itself to successfully compete in the new digital cosmetics world. Because of this, they say Cody chose an unlawful path. It decided to steal the secret sauce behind Seed. It sought deals with Kylie King and Kim Kardashian to violate this. So they say that they have, as a result, they say that their partnership, this whole thing disrupts the relationship between Seed Beauty and Kylie. And they say Kylie's products actually completely disrupted the market, and she became one of the fastest growing brands in the world. They say that she has over 800 different product SKUs developed and owned by Seed. So they are alleging that they own the products and they own the SKUs because they're developed by Seed. And they say this helped Kylie enormously, as media reports in the past valued the company at over $1 billion. And they say 1 year after Seed began working with Kylie's brand, then her sister was approached them to do the same for her. And so they say that they have exclusive partnership and confidential trade secrets, has managed to successfully compete in the color cosmetics industry through its unique direct-to-consumer and e-commerce business model. It is this business model that Cody seeks to replicate. It would be one thing if Cody wanted to reinvent itself and be completely fair, but Cody crossed the legal line when it decided to rebuild itself by stealing every aspect of Seed's pioneering business model. They also say that they were interested in acquiring Kylie's cosmetic in June of 2019, and they notified Kylie that it was prohibited from doing that because Cody was a main competitor to Seed Beauty. And they also told Kylie and Kris Jenner that they were prohibited from sharing any information with Cody about their trade secrets. So they say they let Kylie know that she couldn't sell to Cody because they're like direct competitors. And so they'd be opening up their vault of makeup to Cody. They also allege that as they ramp up and they make the purchase to buy Kylie's products, Cody also buys a ton of makeup, Kylie's makeup, from Seed Beauty, which they say they believe Cody is trying to replicate and steal the formulas. So they say they're not interested in selling the products. They bought the products so that they could figure out how to make that own formula at Cody without using Seed anymore. So Seed basically feels like they're trying to push them out, and they did this in violation of their contract. So this is kind of what's been going on. This was all filed in court back in June, middle of June, and then June 30th. They actually approved the injunction, so there's a restraining order against Kim Kardashian West and Cody from having access to any of Seed Beauty's trade secrets. So they are prohibited by court to do anything at this point. Kylie's already been sold, so they can't really do a whole lot about it, and their request for a injunction was denied. But they are still suing both of them, basically for theft of their property and for breach of contract. So it's kind of a mess, and apparently this isn't the first time that the Kardashians or the Jenners have been in trouble with, stealing other people's copyrighted logos or brands, or looking at other products and taking those products and placing it as their own. This is like kind of a mess right now, to be honest, and it's moving forward in court. They were actually just in court yesterday. They had a hearing. They're in the discovery phase. They have requested a trial. They will be back in court next week. So Kylie and Kim, their fortunes might be at risk right now because of this lawsuit with Seed Beauty. Which would be, note to self, when you start with a startup company like Seed, who does everything for you, just remember to not bite the hand that feeds you. I can't, and obviously these are their allegations. Of course, Cody will have their allegations and say that's not true, that's not what happened. But what I thought was interesting was that the entire time that all this is going out, they claimed that they asked Kris Jenner multiple times, have you told Cody about what we're doing here? Have you released confidential information? And they wouldn't answer. But then with the Kim Kardashian stuff, they actually revealed that Kim shared confidential information with Cody about the company. And I think that has something to do with why there's this temporary injunction now, because she provided confidential documents to them about her products and what they do at Seed, which was a violation, and she was not permitted to do. Cody Cosmetics should have known better. No wonder Kim is trying to become a lawyer. The Kardashians are scandalous, period. So yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Kim has, she's had issues with copyright infringement. They have been sued before over trademarks. If you just put their name in legal, you'll see how many lawsuits have been by them. And the way that sort of Kris Jenner is almost a little bit deceitful or unforthcoming about information, it's a mess. The lawsuits were filed in June, but this lawsuit is still ongoing. So they were in court yesterday. They did discovery a few weeks ago. They've had motions approved. They've had affidavits filed. So nothing has been dropped. The only thing that was denied was an injunction against Kylie's Cosmetics. They couldn't get a restraining order for her, but they did get one against Kim's beauty line and Cody. All right. Anyways, so that's what's going on with Kylie Jenner. Lana says, why are we talking about makeup? I actually talked about makeup last night, and I tweeted about it today. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, now let's talk about Bella Thorne. So Bella Thorne, who is from the Disney Channel back in the day. So what do you guys think about the Kardashians and this makeup stuff? Does this surprise you or not surprise you? Okay, so Bella Thorne, here we go. Now, I only know Bella Thorne because she at one point dated, I think she dated Tana. So that's about all I know about her. But she was on the Disney Channel. She had a show there. And she has had her toes dipped in the adult industry. She did a feature presentation for a website known for adult entertainment. And she joined OnlyFans about a week ago. And she made $1 million in her first day on OnlyFans. She broke a record on the site. She is charging $20 for subscription status to provocative photos or whatever that's on her channel, on her account. And in the week she has slated to have amassed $2 million on the site. Okay. So she joined and she like smashes the records, makes all this money on OnlyFans. And then she promises that she's going to upload a fully all out there photo, right? Like everything's there. You can see it all, right? She's going to charge $200 to pay per view. So once you subscribe to her on OnlyFans, she was charging $200 for people to actually buy a photo of her that was supposed to be her completely in her birthday suit. And when people bought it, they realized that it wasn't. She in fact was not showing anything more than what she basically shows on Instagram. And people were mad. So there was a lot of complaints filed by members and by customers on OF, and they had massive amounts of chargebacks. So apparently this response led to OnlyFans completely changing the amount that creators could actually charge for pay-per-view content. So she was charging $200, and now they say you can only charge a maximum of $50, and they can only do a maximum tip of $100. And because they have so many chargebacks to deal with Bella, who all these workers and people that are on OF say that she scammed people by misleading them that this photo was going to be everything when it wasn't exact at all. And now OF completely changed their policies, and they're no longer paying creators every couple weeks. Now they're only doing payments once a month, and they've reduced the amount that people can charge because of what Bella did. So obviously and naturally, people in the industry are absolutely irritated with her because they feel like she came into this platform, she blew it up, and now they are not going to be able to get paid. Now, if you think that the majority of people on this site are people like Bella or Trisha Paytas or other influencers that you think like Farrah Abraham, and a lot of people on social media have OnlyFans accounts. And the thing about OnlyFans is it can really range in what people decide to do on there. It can be everything, or it could be nothing at all. And it's up to the person to subscribe that decides what they want and what they're going to get. She said that she was never going to do everything super risky, but then she also told the Los Angeles Times that she was doing this for research. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So she has an interview with the Los Angeles Times, and she says, I'm doing research for what this does to people. Like, how does getting into this kind of work change who you are? Can you get lost in it? How do you push yourself or talk to yourself about, what you're gonna post and how much you're gonna post? So she says that this was all done for her so she could make a film. She wasn't actually doing this because she wanted to actually go in this direction. And she also claimed that she was doing this and making a film with this director who has made other indie films. So she says, we're doing all of this. This is research, and I'm going to be putting together a film that's going to be written and directed, and everything's going to be great. And it's, there might be some acting in there, but that's actually not true either. So she gets called out by the guy that she says is making this movie with her, okay? So she says that Sean Baker, who has made films like Tangerine and the Florida Project, she says that she and Sean Baker are working on a movie, and that's why she's doing all of this, right? Well, it turns out that Sean says they're not doing this together. So he said that that's a lie. And he had to issue a statement about it, and he said, I would like to make this clear that it was news to me the news of me making a film or fiction narrative about this site using Bella as the research is false. I'm not attached to this project. I'm actually in development on 2 features that I've been put years of research and love into, and neither of these films have anything to do with her. Earlier this month, I had a conversation with her and discussed a possible collaboration in the far future that would focus on her life and the circumstances leading to her joining this site. On that call, I advised her team to consult with workers in this industry and address the way she went about this as to not hurt the industry. That has been the extent of my involvement. I am an ally and have literally devoted my career to tell stories, to remove stigma and normalize lifestyles that are under attack. I would never do anything that could possibly hurt the community, and please know that this news is not correct. And the reason why he made that statement is because people were accusing her of like drowning out like muddying the waters, getting people to sign up to this account, to her account, and basically like she doesn't have genuine intentions for using it. And she's like, a lot of the people that work there have said they've noted a drop off in their subscriptions since she joined. They say it gives an unrealistic expectation because most people on the platform are not celebrities. They are not having a huge fan base. They're not going to have the kind of success that she does. And they're living like hand to mouth. You know, this is basically coming down to she's disrupted the whole community. And now the site says that they're going to get paid less. And that has upset people who were depending on a certain amount of revenue every single month and were supposed to be able to get paid every couple weeks instead of once a month. So obviously she's broken the internet. Sean Baker says this isn't happening, and all of this, yeah. Now everyone's calling her a scammer. And there's been lots of threads on Twitter of people calling her out and saying that she's harming people and hurting people's business. Aaliyah B says she did so much harm for a publicity stunt and she will get away with it too. Please, we can't have that word. All right, so that's where we're at with Bella Thorne. So what do you think about her doing that? Like coming into a community, disrupting it, claiming that she's doing this for research, then delivering a photo that isn't as promised, which then disrupts all of the creators on the platform by totally reducing the costs that they can charge. Now, OF says it had nothing to do with Bella, but most people who have any brain say that's not true because they literally made the change right after all the chargebacks happened. OnlyFans actually takes 20% of the whole that a creator makes. So that was posted on Twitter. So they actually take 20%. She's doing this for research, yeah. So are the dude and gals buying your pictures? Just researching. Yes. So OnlyFans takes 20%, and then now they're saying that they can only charge $50 for pay for content, and they can only get a tip of $100, which before it didn't have those limits, but she has so many chargebacks right now that it's costing the company a lot of money, apparently. She went in for a quick payday. Yes. Now, Bella is also friends with Tana, and Tana has an OnlyFans too. So who knows? All right. Well, they're not really friends anymore. All right. So maybe an entanglement. Maybe she had an entanglement. Maybe she did. Maybe. She just seems desperate to me, says Katie Lawton. Why not just kick out Bella instead of lowering the money? And she has not made any comments on any of this. None of it. Wouldn't she need their content? I don't know about that. And then Whitney says, I feel so bad for the girls who possibly can't eat or pay rent because of Bella. Then Bella lies about it instead of owning up to it. I hope she's held accountable. I feel bad for a lot of these workers because Bella can go in and she doesn't get the stigma. Like, one of the things I will say about this site is I will absolutely never, ever shame anyone that does work on this site, ever. A lot of people will like come to me and they'll be like, oh my gosh, this influencer has an OF site. I can't believe it. This is so horrible. You need to do a video. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do a video, because if they want to do money, if they want to have If they want to make money doing this kind of work, let them do this kind of work. It's a way for them to control the things that they might not have control of before. It's a way for them to take ownership of their bodies and to decide who they want to sell their product, those photos and images to. I look at this as an empowering experience for a lot of the people that are involved, and it takes out some of that risk that is associated in this industry, because people are able to do this in the comfort of their own homes, and they don't have to necessarily worry about other aspects of this world that can be very shady. So I support people that make this choice. I would never do this, but it's a safer way for a lot of people to make money in this world. And I will always be SW positive, because for some people, this is truly their way for how they make their money. And if this is, what makes them happy, and they're doing it with their full, this is what they want to do, you know what I mean? Like, they've made it with their own faculties. Like, nobody's coercing them to do this. People should be able to do this kind of work, and it's legal. So nobody should ever be shamed for having ever a site on this. If you don't like it, don't watch it, don't subscribe to it, and don't go on it. It's pretty simple. Red Robin says people are struggling right now, and I support them. They should have limited her account. I agree. Yes, very much so. Onion Boy, he has an account on OnlyFans. A lot of guys do. I mean, Nick Snyder from The Viewer's Voice has one. There's a lot of people that have them, and if that's how they want to make their money, I'm not going to shame them. Go for it. And if you have the body and the time and that's what's into it, do it. So, Bella Ann says, right, to each their own, do your thing. It's not for me. Yes. I agree. Okay. So, I feel bad for the workers that this directly impacts. I feel bad for the people that are now not going to be able to get their income, that are already struggling financially, that have had and worked really hard. Interestingly, a couple of the creators on the platform have been very vocal and have spoken out against what she did, and really shown a light and shined a light on what creators go through, and talked about how some creators will show you everything. So don't feel like what Bella did is a reflection of the site as a whole, and people feel like she's sort of put a stain on it because of that scam. So people will be less likely to subscribe to other people, assuming that they're going to do that to them too. So some creators are using this as a means to say, I won't be like Bella, and I'll give you what you want, kind of thing. So let those girls get it, girls, get it. Nick is a good friend of yours. Yeah, Nick has an OnlyFans. Go for it, Nick. All right. He was a model. He's a good looking guy. Okay. So, and then on this update on this channel, we finally are getting our play button. Yay! Which means I'm also in the process of hopefully getting verified. This has been a mess, you guys. Everything that's been going on with COVID, there's been reduced staff at YouTube, and I know I've spent a ton of time being really frustrated with how everything's been, and I'm sorry, I don't ever want to come off as entitled or irritated, but sometimes it feels very frustrating to want to be able to deliver you guys content and not feel like I have any control of what this platform is doing. So finally have been able to get in touch with people at YouTube. Finally, they've reviewed this channel. Finally, we're getting a play button. And finally, I should be getting verified, hopefully soon. And apparently the partner program or the manager program is currently on hold, they told me. So that will not be opened until they have more stuff going on. Unfortunately, the other stuff I'm dealing with notifications, we have not worked out with. And YouTube doesn't seem to think that it's that's really a problem. So yeah, it's, I'm happy to hear that you kept pushing. I'm excited. Yeah. So, we'll do an unboxing when I get it. They say it'll be here in 2 to 3 weeks. I'm just finally grateful that it's coming. I didn't think it was ever going to happen. I was like, what's going on? Why can't I get in touch with anyone? A play button is a creator award that's once you hit 100,000 subscribers, but you don't automatically get it. So YouTube has to review your channel, and you have to be like picked for, you know, your content has to be in line with their requirements. And having a play button means you can get a partner. It means you can get a manager, and it also means that you can get verified. So those are the things that I am working on right now. Managers are not available right now because of what's going on with their reduced staff. It doesn't mean being verified is really helpful because as you grow with a creator, there is a lot of accounts that pop up that either take your content or do spoof channels of you, or they re-upload your content. And so people will see your name in the like headline of their title, and they'll assume that they're clicking on your content, but it's not your content. It's it's basically that creator using your name as a way to like get views off your name. So basically you'll get like people that take your entire, you know, I've had this happen so many times. People will just completely re-up, like when I was doing the 90 Day Fiance recaps, people were literally just taking my 90 Day Fiance recaps and just re-uploading 100% onto their channels. So it helps with people not being confused about what they're watching. They'll be able to see, no, this is not on Katie's channel, so that gives you a check mark. It's kind of like, it reduces, like, troll accounts are not able to like impersonate you as easily. It's just, it helps with that kind of stuff. There are, yeah, and the silver play button is the first time you get an award as a creator now. Yeah, so there we go. Sponsors. Yeah, there's YouTube managers, but the management program is actually on hold right now. You can do a copyright strike on that, and YouTube helps you with that, but it's just to help reduce. So think of someone like PewDiePie. 1 million creators make videos on PewDiePie, and PewDiePie's content constantly gets re-uploaded. And what some of these accounts do is they will create accounts in the same likeness. So there are channels on YouTube that have very similar names to mine. There's several of these channels, and they're doing this as a way to get you to think like, oh, this is about Katie, and then you click on it and it's like whatever, you know what I mean? And it happens to all creators. So it's just a way for people to say, oh, this isn't Katie's channel. It helps with that kind of stuff. It's kind of like the blue check mark that you see on Twitter or on Instagram, so that you know who you're talking to. So if I were to show up into somebody's chat and I have the verified check mark, like right now, like a couple months ago, actually about a month ago, somebody created an entire account in my name, and they were going into people's chats and they were acting like they were me. And I don't have a verified account. So when they're going onto these channels, they're saying things that are really, really bad. And so then people are seeing it and they say that I'm saying these things, but it's not me, it's a fake account. So yeah. Oh, and then yesterday, there was a sudden passing in the movie world. With Chadwick Boseman. He starred in the Black Panther, and he also did biopics about Jackie Robinson, as well as the King of Funk. What's his name? Oh my God, James Brown. He passed away, and nobody knew that he was sick. So he apparently had stage 4 colon cancer, and he was sick the entire time he was filming movies, and nobody knew about it. And yesterday, his team announced that he had passed away next to his wife. He was only 43 years old, and he had been dealing with this for 4 years. So rest in peace, Chadwick. I know a lot of you guys were humongous fans of his. I did not see Black Panther, but I heard that it was a pretty fantastic movie, like amazing movie. And I was just learning today that it was a fully black cast with a black production team. Like, how amazing is that? And he did a lot of, and the interesting thing too is that, so he did a film called 42 where he played Jackie Robinson, from the baseball player, and he passed away on the day that the National Baseball League, like the MLB was honoring Jackie Robinson Day. So he passes away on the same day that the MLB is honoring Jackie Robinson, and he played Jackie Robinson in a biopic. So it's truly sad, and it's amazing that no one knew. And the last time he was seen publicly was on a video that he posted on his Instagram, where people noticed that he was dramatically thinner. And it was back in April, and fans were concerned about his health, but he never answered anything. And then back in June, he was seen being taken to the hospital by his wife. But again, there was no statements by them, and then now he's gone. So you never really know what someone's going through. And I know it's he had multiple projects that he was working on, multiple films, and now all of that is over. So if you are a praying type, say a few prayers for his family or send them good energy, and always be kind to other people. All right, you guys. So I'll probably be back later tonight with some more. If you guys have comments, questions, or concerns, make sure that you leave them in the comments. Also, before we go, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you are not a member yet and you would like to become a member, please consider becoming a member by joining the channel to earn perks. And thank you to all of my members that are here today. Veronica Costello, Amy Maz, Aaron McKinnon, Robin Starr, Mrs. FSU, Rebecca Salmon, Rune, Katie Lawton, D. Marie Dubois, Leticia Nadine, Katie McGosland, Jean Wellsome, let me see who else. If you are watching, Charity Paintner. If you are watching, let me know you're here, and I will give you a shout out and just say hello. But thank you guys to all my members who continue to help support the channel. And hey, Therese, thank you. Charity, thank you for supporting the channel. Everyone else, Aaron, Bunny Melon B, thank you for supporting the channel. Hey, Katie, or K8T, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. All of you guys, all of you members that are here, short and sweet, thank you. Veronica Costello, thank you. Globy, thank you. Members also know that YouTube wants me to let you know that the emojis that are specifically for you are available for you to use in comments. Hey, Breebach, thank you for your continued support of this channel. I truly appreciate it. All right, Rebecca, you must be new. Oh, Indiana, Mama D, welcome. I see a few new names. I think short and sweet, even though you have a blue one, that looks new to me. I don't know. Is gray, silver is the first month, I think, right? Silver is the first month. Okay, so let me know what your guys' thoughts are on all these topics. Give this video a thumbs up and share this with your friends if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out and enter to win the $150 Venmo Cash, and email me with your proof of everything. All right, you guys, I'll be back later. Bye.